Good morning, and today is Tuesday, the 16th of June, 2020. And today we're going to be looking at how many hours are in one day. Let's look then. Remember, pause this to answer the questions. It says, when does a day start and end? And the next one says, how many hours are there in one day? Let's have a look at these. Will help us to give us some ideas. I think a day starts when the sun comes up and ends when it gets dark. So that really is a day, but think about when you go to bed, it's still that day, isn't it? When you go to bed, say today is Tuesday, even when you go to bed, it is still Tuesday until a certain time. I think a day starts when I wake up and ends when I go to bed. And this young man says, I think a day starts at midnight and ends at midnight the next day. So have we answered those questions? Let's have a look. We've got midnight, and then starts at 12 at midnight, and then we've got all the way to 12 o'clock midday, and that's normally on a usual day you'd be in school, probably having your lunch, and then goes to midnight again. So we can see all of those hours. Notice that there are 2 1 o'clocks, 2 2, 2 3, 2 4. Why is that? The start of the day is 12 o'clock at night, and we call this midnight, at midnight when it's that time. The middle of the day is 12 o'clock midday or noon, and that's this time. The end of the day is the next midnight. This is when the new day begins, which seems quite confusing because the day is starting probably when you're fast asleep. Let's have a look what this young man says. Can it really be the start of a new day at midnight, even though it's dark? We start counting the 24 hours in a day at midnight. They last until the next midnight, then we start another new day. So there are 12 hours from midnight to midday, but there's another 12 hours from midday until the next midnight. So altogether there are 24 hours in a day. Did you get that right? Let's just have a look at it a little bit clearer. This is the same as the clock. I've just made it a little bit bigger. We can see midnight, and that's usually you're fast asleep. So you've gone to bed. Let's just have, well, you went to bed about here. So you got up. When do you get up? Let's just think. Do you get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock? Yeah, that's you gone to bed. There you getting out. So you've gone to bed about 8 o'clock at night. And then there you are, you're getting up 5 to 6 o'clock. You might have some breakfast about 8 o'clock. Then on a usual day, you'd be in school, but at the moment, you're probably doing your work about this time now. This may be the time that you're doing your work. And I'm sure you'll be having your lunch at home rather than these lucky people who are still in school. So this is midday. And then when you get home, so here you'd be at school till about this time, you'd go home, you'd go onto your computers maybe, or maybe playing out, have some supper, and then you'd be in bed again here. So while you're in bed, although, like I was saying, if it was Tuesday today, you're still asleep, it's going to be Tuesday right until then, and a second later, it will become Wednesday. So while you're sleeping tonight, Wednesday will happen straight after midnight, and this is where then midnight, so 1 o'clock in the morning, we call that AM, that would be the next day, Wednesday. So we know that there are now 24 hours in a day. So we've got 12 hours usually of daytime, and then there's not 12 hours really being dark, but it does start to get dark depending on the time of the year, whether it's summer or winter. So we can see really that we really do need a 24-hour clock, don't we, to show it? So we can see that there. Right, let's have a look at this one then. Use a clock face to show how long a day lasts. So if we look here, we've got, oh, you can see this here. We've got 12 o'clock. So it starts when both hands are at midnight, because we know that is spot on 12 o'clock. So the day lasts us, it goes around once, and it goes around again, doesn't it? Remember what we said here? This is when you'll be fast asleep in bed, because it starts at 12 o'clock midnight. All of this is what you're doing all day. So you're going to get up about this time. Yeah, going to get up here, or here, or even here. So this is where you'll be getting up. Then you'll be doing some work. Then you'll have your lunch. And then you've got the afternoon, then 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Then round here you might be having some tea, some dinner. And then here you might be getting ready for bed. So it goes around twice. We know this, we already know there's 24 hours. So when does it start? Yeah, it starts at night, 12 o'clock at night, and ends at 12 o'clock midnight. Same thing, isn't it? Midnight. So it starts at night time there and goes on for 24. So how many hours are there in one day? Can you remember? Get it right? 24. So if there's 24 in one day, how many hours are there in 2 days? In 2 days. So remember what we've got to do to that 24. 2 days. Did you get that right? 48. This is harder now. I want to know how many days or in 3 days. What can we do to these to find out? We know we want 3 days now. We've already got 2 and we've got another day there. So if we added those together, what do we get? We've got our 4 and our 2. There are 1s to add up, and there are 10s to add up. Remember, we're going to carry one over. What time did you get? Sorry, what time? How many hours did you get? 72? Brilliant. What about 4 days? What do we do to 4 days? 4 days. Well, we know 3 days has got 72. We know we've got to add another 24 on top. So what would be the answer here? How many hours in 4 days? Or we could actually just double that up, because 2 days and 2 days makes 4 days. You get it right? What do you notice then about the multiples of these numbers? Can you spot any of the multiplication tables that would help you? Think about 24. And remember, it's made up of 12 hours and 12 hours to give us 24. Did I give you too many clues? Think I might have done. We need, our 12 times table. If we did our 12 times table, we know, though, remember there's 24 hours because it goes 12 twice. So we know that it would be 1 day, 2 days. Can we see 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, 72, 84, 96, 108, 120, 132, 144, 156, and 168. So we would only need every second one, wouldn't we? Because we know there are 12 hours in a day. So that would give us 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, 5 day, 6 day, 7 days. So the 12 times out table does help us. Let's look at our challenge today then. It is 1 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday. Without counting each separate hour, how many hours are there until 3 o'clock in the morning on the Wednesday? Now this sounds quite tricky, but it's not really. Yeah, so we don't want to count each hour, 1, 2, 3, 4, going all the way around twice. We know how many is from, we know from Tuesday to Wednesday, we know how many hours are there. But if you have a look, we've got a few extra hours here. That's Tuesday morning and that's Wednesday morning. So we've gone a full day round and a little bit extra. Let's look at B then. How many hours are there from 3 o'clock Wednesday, this is 3 o'clock Wednesday, until 3 o'clock the morning on Wednesday, 1 week later? I think I might have helped you too much with that, with your times tables. I need to know the number of days in a week to work this out. I am going to use multiplications to help me. Can you use your multiplications to help you work it out? Maybe you've just remembered. Let's have a look then. Today we're doing page 38, starting with page 38. Let's look at our reflect. Olivia thinks a day begins when she gets up and ends when she goes to bed. Well, she's right. Her day begins, her whole day when she's awake. But don't forget, she's got to go to bed as well, hasn't she? So explain to her how long a day really is. How long a day really is. How would you explain it? Remember how to do it? If you say it out loud before you write it, it makes it easy. Explain it, even if you explain it to your teddy bear, your dog, your mum, your dad, anybody in the house. If you explain it and say it out, it makes it much easier if you're writing it down to explain. So let's see what we're doing. Oh, yeah, that might help you. Forgot I did put that on. Can we see that might help you explain? So tomorrow we are going to be looking at estimating time. Until then, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.